Let's solve this geometry problem carefully from the beginning and pay attention to how the two circles and the tangent chord are connected, because that relationship is what makes the whole problem work. We have a quarter circle with center O and radius 10 units, and inside it, we have a semicircle with center P. The diameter of the semicircle lies along the radius of the quarter circle, and we are told that the diameter of the semicircle is equal to the radius of the quarter circle. So, since the radius of the quarter circle is 10 units, the diameter of the smaller semicircle is also 10 units. That immediately tells us that the radius of the smaller semicircle is half of 10, which is 5 units. In particular, both PO and PZ are radii of the smaller semicircle, so PO equals PZ equals 5 units. Now, the chord XY belongs to the quarter circle, and this chord is tangent to the smaller semicircle at point Z. Our goal is to find the complete length of chord XY. Before we continue, if you enjoy these geometry problems, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments if you found the key idea before reaching the final answer. Now let's begin the actual calculation. Since O is the center of the quarter circle and its radius is 10 units, every point on the quarter circle is 10 units from O. Therefore, OX equals OY equals 10 units. Next, because the diameter of the smaller semicircle is 10 units, its radius is 10 divided by 2, which is 5 units. Therefore, PZ equals PO equals 5 units. Notice something important here. Point O lies on the smaller semicircle, so the segment PO is actually a radius of that smaller semicircle. Now, consider the point of tangency Z. We know a very useful circle theorem. The radius drawn from the center of a circle to a point of tangency is always perpendicular to the tangent line. Since xy is tangent to the smaller semicircle at Z, the radius PZ must be perpendicular to xy. Therefore, the angle between PZ and XZ is 90 degrees. That gives us a right angle that we will use later. Now, let's look at point X. From an external point, if two tangent segments are drawn to the same circle, those two tangent segments have equal lengths. In this configuration, the tangent from X along the quarter circle radius direction gives us XO, while the tangent segment to the smaller semicircle is XZ. Therefore, XO equals XZ. We already know that PO and PZ are both radii of the smaller semicircle, so PO equals PZ, and both are 5 units. Also, XP is common to the two triangles we are considering. So now we have 3 corresponding equal sides. X equals XZ, PO equals PZ, and XP is common. Therefore, triangles XOP and XZP are congruent by side-side-side congruence, and this congruence gives us an important angle relationship. The segment XP divides the angle between XO and the tangent line XZ into 2 equal angles. Let each of these smaller angles be theta. So, the complete angle between XO and XZ is 2 theta. Now let's focus on triangle XOP. This is a right triangle because OP lies along the radius of the quarter circle, and OX is perpendicular to that radius in this configuration. We know OX is 10 units and OP is 5 units. So let's use the Pythagorean theorem. Remember, the Pythagorean theorem says that in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse equals the sum of the squares of the two legs. Here, xp is the hypotenuse, while OX and OP are the two perpendicular legs. Therefore, xp squared equals 10 squared plus 5 squared. 10 squared is 100, and 5 squared, it says 25. So, xp squared equals 100 plus 25, which gives us 125. Taking the positive square root, because we are dealing with a length, we get xp equals the square root of 125. We can simplify that because 125 is 25 multiplied by 5. The square root of 25 is 5, so xp equals 5 times the square root of 5 units. Now we need to connect this triangle with the angle theta. Let's use the trigonometric ratio cosine. Remember, cosine of an angle in a right triangle is the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse. For angle theta in triangle XOP, the adjacent side is XO, which is 10 units, and the hypotenuse is XP, which is 5 times the square root of 5. Therefore, cosine theta equals 10 divided by 5 times the square root of 5. We can simplify by canceling the common factor of 5 from the numerator and denominator. That leaves us with cosine theta equals 2 divided by the square root of 5. Keep that result carefully because we are going to use it in the next step. Now, we need to find the length of the chord xy. To do that, draw a perpendicular from the center O of the quarter circle to chord xy, and let this perpendicular meet the chord at D. There is another important circle theorem here. When a perpendicular from the center of a circle meets a chord, it bisects that chord. In other words, it cuts the chord into 2 equal pieces. Therefore, xd equals dy. That means the entire chord xy is twice the length of xd. So we can write xy equals 2 times xd. Now, let's concentrate on right triangle XOD. The angle at x is the full angle between xo and xy. And because xp bisects that angle into 2 equal parts of theta, the full angle is 2 theta. The hypotenuse of triangle XOD is XO, which we already know is 10 units. The side adjacent to the angle 2 theta is XD. Therefore, using the cosine ratio again, cosine 2 theta equals xd divided by 10. Now we need to calculate cosine 2 theta. This is where the double angle identity becomes useful. The identity says that cosine 2 theta equals 2 times cosine squared theta minus 1. We already calculated cosine theta, and it is 2 divided by the square root of 5. So now we substitute that value directly into the double angle formula. We get cosine 2 theta equals 2 multiplied by the quantity, 2 divided by the square root of 5, all squared minus 1. Now, let's simplify carefully. Squaring 2 divided by the square root of 5 gives 4 divided by 5, because 2 squared is 4, and the square root of 5 squared is 5. Therefore, cosine 2 theta equals 2, multiplied by 4 divided by 5, minus 1. Multiplying 2 by 4 divided by 5 gives 8 divided by 5. So we have cosine 2 theta equals 8 divided by 5 minus 1. Writing 1 as 5 divided by 5, we get 8 divided by 5 minus 5 divided by 5, which is 3 divided by 5. Therefore, cosine 2 theta equals 3 divided by 5. Now return to the right triangle XOD. We already established that cosine 2 theta equals XD divided by 10. So we can substitute our value of 3 divided by 5. Therefore, XD divided by 10 equals 3 divided by 5. To isolate XD, multiply both sides by 10. On the left, the 10 cancels with the denominator 10, leaving XD. On the right, 10 multiplied by 3 divided by 5 gives 30 divided by 5, which equals 6. Therefore, XD equals 6 units. Now we are almost finished. Remember the theorem we used earlier. The perpendicular from the center of a circle to a chord bisects that chord. So, XD equals DY, meaning the entire chord XY is twice XD. Therefore, XY equals 2 multiplied by 6. That gives us XY equals 12 units. So, after following the tangent relationship, the congruent triangles, the Pythagorean theorem, the cosine ratio, the double angle identity, and finally, the chord bisector theorem, we arrive at the required result. The length of chord XY is 12 units. If this solution helped you see how several different geometry ideas can work together in one problem, make sure to like the video, subscribe for more challenging mathematics, and leave a comment with your answer before you move on to the next problem.